Hello, top 11 managers around the world. Welcome back to your channel, Moment Prefer Gaming. It is not my channel, it is your channel because you are top 11 gamer and it is only for top 11 gamers. Please subscribe this channel if you think it is your channel. So today's topic is 5 things to do on the first days of the season. If you do not follow these 5 things, you are in trouble at early stage of the season days. Number 1. So first thing first, the first thing is buying new players. That means maybe you don't have all players you need. First of all, you need to buy players. So keep in your mind when you buy your players, your key players, you should buy younger player. I always told you that you should buy, younger players. And the first is you need to look at his age. And the second thing is you need to look at his play style. So first one is required, which is age, and the second one is his play style. So depending on these two, you should buy, because play style is very, very important after these 2024 top 11 update. So now, as you see, I'm buying a player for the season, 18 years old, and he is 5-star. Although he is 85%, but it is a good choice because you can add a lot of main attribute to this guy, as he is young and not so high by percentage. So at the earliest stage of the season, from first day to within 7-8 days, you should do this thing. I mean, if you can do within 1 or 2 days or 3 days, then that's better. That's great. You need to buy your required player. You need to set your squad, So when you buy these 2 things I said is the first mandatory. Number 1 is age below 20. 18 is the most preferable one, and the second choice is whether he is having play style or not. So these 2 things mandatory. And yes, you will have to focus on token as well, but not like, you are gonna buy a cheap player, but he is older or he is not having play style. So token doesn't matter. If you have a lot of token, then only matter is whether he is younger and having play style or not. So when you don't have token, then you will have to focus on cheap buy. So as you can see, I am buying cheap players. You need to understand when you should actually bid. Like I bid when it is 11 seconds. Sometimes it doesn't work. Then I bid when it is 1 second, 2 seconds left. So this way, sometimes these sort of tricks, bidding tricks, timing tricks works. And for watching in detail how you can buy a player, tips or tricks to buy players, you should watch my old videos. I'm gonna put a video link in the comment section. I'm gonna pin it so that you can watch the full video, and also you are gonna have the link at the end of the video on screen. So now, as you see, all my players are not so expensive. People buy in my market and your market is not same. Remember, everyone has different sort of market. So in my market, generally people even buy younger player for 40, 50, 60 token, even more than that. So it's a cheap buy. These are the player 18 to 20 years old. They are very expensive, but I'm buying them very cheap. This way you'll have to buy players. For these you need a lot of time and you need to keep focus in here, and let's have patience and buy good players. Number 2, plan to reveal your team. Now you need to have plan for every season start. When you start a season, you should have a specific plan, and you need to rearrange your club. For an example, you have a squad, and in this squad, not every players perform well. You may have players who are not performing for 1 or 2 seasons. So if it happens, at the earliest stage of the season, you should think of these, and you need to get rid of those players. So you can sell them last night, the last day of the season, and then after that, you can have a refreshment when the season will start. So this way you'll have to think whether which formation you are going to use for the whole season. You need to have some tactics and formations as set formation and tactics for the whole season, like 3-4 formation and tactics, and even you can do with 2 formation and tactic. That's it. So but you should have some default tactic and formation. For an example, if you have a formation and tactic set always, even if you are not present in match, that formation and tactic can perform well. And when you need a player and put him in the right position, you need to understand the player. Sometimes players having multiple role, but you need to understand which position is the right one for him, for which position he performs well. So picking the formation and formation wise planning, buying players and setting them is also important. Do all the plans together at the earliest stage of the season days. So set your formation and tactics early. Number 3, start training your players from the first day. At the first day of the season, you should start training, because training can improve your players' quality. The more you train, the more your players will get bigger. Yes, it will train till 180%, and then it no longer will take attributes and percentage. But it is not easy to reach 180% without using money. For a non-money user like us, it's very difficult for us to reach 180% training. We can try, as much as possible. Let's try for training as much as possible. And when you start early stage of the season, training will actually reach your players in a big percentage. So this way you can actually be closer to your giant opponents. Nowadays, non-money users like us, we receive big players early stage of the season. We don't have any choice without training. Number 4, play friendly with your reserve and useless players. Now, at the early stage of the season, you will not have many matches. At least first 3 days, you will not have many matches. So in these 3 days, you can play a lot of friendly using your useless players who are sitting on the bench. Also, they are in the reserve bench. So if you have a lot of play, you must have a lot of player in the bench and reserve bench. And if you have 11 players, use them. If you have 11 players, use them to play friendly. When you play friendly, you are gonna get a lot of resources, and these are valuable resources. When you play few matches, that will be collected, that will be saved, and at the later part it's gonna be a big amount. For an example, from one match, you can have cash. You see ticket income, merchandise. For me, minus is because I give bonus. You can turn off your bonus so that you can get a maximum amount of profit from here. And if you make substitution, you're gonna get 1 rest, fair play, 1 treatment. If you watch the match, 1 moral, easily you're gonna get all these rewards. And when you play 4-5 matches a day, even 3 matches a day, then imagine how many rest and moral and treatment you're gonna get. So it's a lot for a day, and within 20 days, 30 days, it can be a lot of resources. This way you can gather resources. Number 5, start saving your rest. Rest is one of the most important part after token. So if you think that token is the most important one, then rest is the second important one in top 11 football manager game. So try to collect rest from all these sources, free sources available in Top 11 and gather them. Remember one thing, the more you have rest, the more you can train, the more your players get bigger. If you want to know about this topic in more details, how you can earn rest moral treatment, the most possible ways, if you want to know about these, you will have to wait for my next video that will come in future. So please subscribe this channel so that you never miss my videos.